Hi, this is Tina from Cafe Crop, and we are here today to make this fun polar bear card. Great for any kind of winter occasion or just a party themed for polar bears, or whatever it is you might be doing. You can add any type of sentiment you want with it. So let me show you how we get started on this one. We're going to need a lot of circle punches today, so I will have a list for you as well. So let's get started. We're going to start with our standard A2 card base, so half of an 8.5 by 11 folded in half. And then we need two pieces of paper, so it's a little bit, they're going to be wider. We need one for the snow and one for the sky. These are both 5.5 inches to match our card base, and then they're 2 3/4 of an inch wide because I'll show you when we get to it, we're going to have some overlap and we're going to be tearing an edge here, so we need to have some overlap. So those are the pieces we need for the card base. Then we need a whole bunch of circles of all different sizes in order to build our polar bear. So instead of showing you every single one and which one I used, hopefully you can take a look at this. And I'll hold it here for a second, and you can also go back and stop the video and pause it. But we're going to need for both the baby bear and the mama bear ears, nose, snout, and body and head. And these are all circle punches, so anywhere from 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, 1 1/4, 1 1/2, and 1 3/4, just to get the different sizes. Now the noses are the only thing we punched in black, and the rest of it we punched in white. So hopefully that's enough time. If not, go back and go ahead and pause it so you can write those down. I'll leave that up here. Hopefully that'll help to see it. So let's put our card together. So we're going to start with our base here, and we're actually working this direction. We are going to take our blue piece and find any kind of snowflake embossing folder that you might have. This happens to have some random snowflakes on it, so you can see it better with that. We're going to put our blue paper in, run this through your Texture Boutique, your Big Shot, or whatever machine you use for embossing, and you will end up with a piece like this that has this nice, cool, embossed snowflake design on it. So we just want something wintry. So if you have wind blowing the snowflakes, anything like that, that will work. That's going to go down on the top of our card. So we'll just go ahead and tape that down right now. Line that up with the top. And I'm actually I want more snowflakes showing. So we'll line that up right there. Now we're going to make our snow. In order to do that, we are going to tear. And I'm going to kind of go up and down. Now by tearing towards me, I'm going to get this nice kind of rough edge here. We don't want to tear too far down, because when we set it on top of our card, we still want to see the blue snowflake. We don't want to end up going too far down and seeing the white background. And I think I want this to go down a little more like a hill, so I'm just going to tear a little more. You can get it however you want. And then I'm going to just grab blending tool that has blue ink on it. You can use whatever. If you already have one that has some blue on it, just grab it. You'll probably have enough. We just want to give a little definition to the edge here so that it pops against our white background. Now we're not going to actually attach this down completely right yet. If you want to tack it down at the corners just to hold it in place, you can certainly do that. And I think I'll put a little bit down, just do the edges down here, because we want to tuck our polar bears in, and in order to do that, if we have it all glued down, it's going to be harder to do. So we've got our base built. Now we get to build our bears. This is the fun part, putting all of our bears together. So for this, I'm grabbing just a brown blending tool that I have for brown ink, and I'm going to go around the edges of all my circles and give just a hint of brown. I don't want to cover it in brown, but just a hint of brown so that they actually show up against the background. Because if we just put a plain white circle on white, you're really not going to see it, and you're going to lose your bear, which I suppose is what they want to do when they're in the wild. So I'm going to take the body, this happened to be the piece for the body of the mama bear, and I'm going to tuck it behind my snow hill over here. And then we're going to build her face. So I've taken the circle for the head, and we're going to take the ears. So I've got the two, let's move this aside, two pieces for the ears. So I've gone ahead and already inked these so that you don't have to watch me ink. We're going to put a little bit of glue on those and place the ears. Want them a little bit on the sides of the head here. We don't want to make a Mickey Mouse head per se, but you want them at least centered or off center. And then we're going to take the nose, put it right down here. We want it just to hang off a bit so that our snout is coming off, so that when we put it on our head or on our body, it comes like that. And then we're going to take our little black circle, and again, the measurements are all on the piece of paper here, and we're going to put the black just hanging off the edge of the face just a bit, like that. And now before I glue her head on, I'm going to go ahead and pop the baby's body in over here. And then we can kind of take a look and decide where we want the head. Do we want her head down a little bit farther, up? You can just decide where you want their heads to be. I think we'll put his a little bit this way, so it's, I guess we need to cover up the snow just a bit so it doesn't look like there's too much snow going behind him there. Put some adhesive on her head. And pop Mama's head down there. And now, one last thing to finish it up is we're just going to take a brown marker, and I'm going to take the thicker end and just give them some eyeballs here. We'll just make some circles, decide how big. If you really want to get into punching little circles, you could punch little circles for the eyes, but that's a lot of little circles to keep track of. And now you have your completed little polar bear card. So we hope you enjoyed the card today. Come back and join us again next time. Feel free to subscribe to our video. There should be a button right below. So hit that to subscribe on YouTube. And if you're watching on Facebook, please like our page and come and find us on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, come and find us on Facebook. It's Cafe Crop, C-A-F-E-C-R-O-P, and our website, cafecrop.com. We look forward to seeing you again next time.